All right, we're starting off Magazine Monday today with a neat little lash up. F45, F45, and my poopy Jeep 50, as John Mariscalco calls it. I've had this unit for a long time. It has been through the ringer, and it still runs and runs and runs and runs. No sound in this one, but sound in these two. Both done by the wonderful Andrew Garcia, who programmed the heck out of those and just made it so cool. And really like this lash up. Nice little 1980s lash up of Burlington Northern. Putting it on the diorama, taking a good look at it. And probably going to take it down to the museum sometime next week and get some good running out of it. So from there, let's rock and let's get into some magazines here. Now, this series of the Magazine Monday is Rail Model Craftsman. That's right, we're going to do 3 Railroad Model Craftsman. And we're going to start with where we left off, April 1983. Boom. Prototype, and I actually pulled this one off so we can kind of set it to the side. We got May of 83. Looking good. Alco C420 drawings there, okay. And then this one I'm really excited to get to, Jeep 7. Following one engine through 31 years of changes. So that looks nifty. And this is just, like I said, this is 1983, so 31 years. So in the 80s, started in the 50s and already at 31 years. And you will still to this day see some GP7s out on the road, that general purpose. Let's get to it. All right, the Scratch Builders Art ON2 diesel. So that is 2-foot gauge track, and that's going to look cool. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Buy stuff, buy stuff, buy stuff, buy stuff. That looks really neat. Mackenzie Milling Company. Good Lord. Some of the detail on that. Get to more of this stuff. Look at this. This is Edaville's Diesels, a scratch building project in ON2. Now, that's 2-foot gauge. I think ON30 would be HO scale track. ON3 is the 3-foot gauge, so that's narrow gauge and O scale. So the 2-foot gauge... Man, what would that be? Would that be HON3 track on O scale? Pretty intriguing. Look at this. You could see the size of the figure attached to these small yet really cool tracks. I mean, you could see how slender those tracks are. Here we go. Boom. It's a nice drawing of it. This is the actual size. So look at how skinny that is. I mean, that is a slender diesel. Boom. Pretty much a small HO scale diesel, but in O scale. Really cool to see the railings, to see the size of the windows, an actual size. Here you could see the size of the magazine, so you could see the size of that diesel doing its thing. Really cool drawings. They give you all the measurements of what you should be cutting, where you should be cutting, and then you could see the kit bashing style that has been utilized, boring holes in what looks to be wood, and just how the chassis is formed. You could see a nice little, what looks to be a prototype picture of that diesel. There's another prototype picture. Man, it's a slender diesel. And then obviously, we're moving on. Hydra Cushion, Southern Pacific. I always like these boxcars. I like the color. That boxcar red or that brown, that Southern Pacific red-brown, just looked like they smeared mud all over the damn thing. The cool thing is these are very easy to build. Athearn had tons of blue box kits that, for days you could get a whole Hydra Cushion train. If you do it right, paint it right, paint the wheels, paint the trucks, paint the couplers, paint the knucks, go in there, get it right, and you got yourself a good 15-car train for back in the day under $100. And even now, if you go to some of the swap meets, guys are selling blue box kits for $5 a kit. You could pick up for $100, 20 kits, if you do the math right. So, we just had a swap meet down at the museum last Saturday. So there'll be another one coming up, I'm sure, pretty soon. Love this. California Traction Company. Steeple cab. Look at that. Beautiful looking piece of equipment there. Well done. The Sandy Point Western. Look at that. And just a very simple layout. It looks to be two Fremo style kind of things. But man, I love the detail work. Love the usage of the catenary lines. Really gives it that depth, gives it that extra bit of detail. And it's really cool. I mean, if you really dive into what they talk about, and I'll just slowly, you could see some of the specifications and what they're doing here. Sandy Point Western roster. So you see the buildings, the names, the numbers, and whatnot. You could really dive into this, which is what I am going to be doing. Like I said, there's a Patreon page that I started for Railroads Rock Show, and that's going to have behind-the-scenes stuff of Evan and I shooting the shit, some extra stuff that we talk about, railroad tugs. This is the article I wanted to get to. And so there'll be paywalls, so just regular subscribership will get you some of the Magazine Monday stuff, where it's not just Magazine Monday, but it'll get you the extra in-depth magazine reviews, some of the interviews I do with Evan, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, as well as tips, tricks, and just going through how to build stuff on the diorama, doing the electrical things that I do. Really just kind of helping you guys be better modelers. And not so expensive. Like I said, I don't want to make it anything more than like maybe $5 a month, unless we do any type of personal contact stuff where you can actually reach me at any given time with a question, and then we'll respond and do a nice little one-on-one modeling session, modeling talk. I love this. This is a tugboat I want to model. This is the actual size, HO scale. They give you the prints right here. Boom, front view, back view. Gotta love it. I think that's something that I haven't dove into yet as a modeler, and would really like to do that. I used to model ships all the time. My father was a Navyman, so I modeled an aircraft carrier, the Nimitz, and presented it to him on a diorama for his for Father's Day, with a bunch of patches from when he served on the Nimitz. I'd like to do the Ranger. He served on the Ranger during the Gulf War, and that's where he got his commission as an ensign. Pretty cool. Love it. Love this stuff. So this is a good start out right here. Look at this. Great pictures. That's got to be on a diorama. That looks cool. Oh no, front projection photography. So that's an article and a half to go through. Let's see what we got. Let's zoom out and take a look at what I'm looking at here. A lot of black and white back in the day, because obviously color prints were a little bit more difficult. Got to pay a little extra to get that color print. And so, yeah, let's wrap this up. Whoa there. Nice little comic. All right, let's go into the next one. May 1983. Here it is. Bob Winterton's new Superior Northern. That's a hell of a last name. Winterton. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Winterton. Hobby Show Report. That's what's up. Bob Winterton. I keep seeing this advertisement, and it is on point. Athearn. Gotta love Athearn and these center flow hoppers. I mean, these were just G-money. Like I said, they had been around forever. Even when I started running down at the Model Railroad Club, it was one of my favorite trains to take out on the layout. The good old grain train. And if it wasn't me running it, normally on Tuesday, it was Jerry Hobart and his AC 4400s, his brand new Athearn AC 4400s with his Hobie Light kits. He was proud of those things, man. And they were damn good-looking units, especially with the Hobie Light kit on the front. That guy knew what was up. Let's see. Keep moving. Keep moving. Buy my stuff. Buy my stuff. Advertisements. The Timber Gang modeling a burro crane. A burro crane, huh? The donkey crane. Look at that. Little short stack. You find these out on the railroad for nice little fix-it jobs. You got something wrong, needs a little fixing, need a ditch dug, need something or other. We got the burro crane. 10 jobs in one. Look at that. Knuckles just, I'm just barely holding on. I love this. Little detail in this picture. Chassis system. And that's another set of units I'd like to model. Nice little chassis system, maybe a Jeep 30 with a Jeep 40, Jeep 35 and SD40-2. Look at that, some really good drawings for it. And there's guys that do some amazing 3D printing work now for trackside MOW gangs. Kit Bash, Chicago, Big Brill. Whenever I hear the word Kit Bash, it still makes me think of Mr. Halpin. My buddy Neil Halpin, when I was in Boy Scouts, his dad was an avid model railroader. And something he'd always say, yeah, I built one of those once. Kit bashed it, sold it for more than it was worth. Seemed to always be what he was up to. And this is really cool. One of the more recent posts on my Instagram, Josh Gordon had a nice little turbine running around the layout. And this is just really, really cool. What a heck of an advertisement for Overland Models turbine unit. Now let's get back to what we got. The Chicago Brill. Big Brill. Brill-de Brill. Hibbity-dibbity skibbity Brill. Such cool looking things. Oh, look at this. Railroad Tugs Part 2. We get the Part 2. Look at that beautiful color picture. Now we know what to paint it. Red and black. If you ever get a chance, look up on YouTube an old Disney cartoon called Little Toot. Great cartoon. For those of you who want to do that old school nostalgia, look back at what was going down, man. Just some great things going on at that time. Look at that. Look at that engine, man. Imagine having to work on that down below deck. Bob, I need more grease. Got it. Tons of grease. Boom. This is pretty neat, doing some forestry. Shows you how to make some trees look like trees. East Coast trees definitely have a certain look comparative to West Coast trees. Here we go. Now we're getting into the Alco 420. Really cool looking engine. Very unique, very simple, but very cool. You got the low hood. And there's the high hood differential. Great looking unit. Really cool. First generation diesels had a very... Here, let me flip this up so it looks... It had a very unique attitude. The Alcos, they weren't really GM and they weren't really GE. They were somewhere in between. And I believe they got their prime movers from GE. Don't quote me on that, but it's easily researchable nowadays with the intranet. And here's just some really cool pictures. I love this one. Look at that. That red, white, and blue looks so cool on that unit. Love where the angled number boards are. I think those are class lights too. Look at that. How nifty. And you gotta love the Susquehanna paint scheme. That black and yellow. Something else. Hobby show report. You got... God, look at this. Like back in the day, you just... had some cool kits. Look at this. I won something. What is this? I don't know, but I won it. I got a little something. Cool vehicles. A lot of die-cast metal back in the day. This is cool. They did a little hobby show update. Now that is a great picture of a model right there. Logging Company Railroad. Logging Company Dining Hall. Oh my. Look at that. Not a lot of windows. Reminds me of when I go to Boy Scout camp and the dining halls were either a tent or a really cool wooden structure like this. Back in the day, it gave you that feeling of the old school. There's the shitter. Kidding, just the kitchen. But that's cool that they actually go that in depth, in detail, so you get that interior. Gotta love it. Pull the roof off, you got an interior. Really cool thing, the Tehachapi station that I modeled with that big diorama that we're taking to the Costa Mesa train show. Look at that. Has a good interior modeled by Mr. Ted Haas. Hell of a model railroader. Hell of a modeler. Look at that. GP7, following the engine through 31 years of changes. All right, here we go. Oh, $1.75. Look at that. June 1983. Boom. There's that same advertisement from Athearn. More cars. Ooh, are they doing... Coming next month? Maybe modeling the tugboat? Who knows? Look at that. That S12 right there. Page 70. What's on page 70? We'll find out. We'll find out. Let's get, where's the cover? Let's see here. Table of contents is what they call this, kids. Okay, I think it's page 66. Let's get to it. Let's just jump right to it. Jump right to it. Come on. Ooh. Oh, it's an S-scale Baldwin. That's cool. DS44 1000. S1000, man. Athearn had these, I believe, for some time. Back in the day. Blue box kits. And here we go. The case of GP7. Number 412? No. 2313? Nope. 4803? Yep. Here it is now. Look at that. Beautiful Seaboard system. Low nose. Has been rebuilt, retrofitted. But how to get it started? Let's take a quick look. Louisville and Nashville. High hood, GP7. Got a nice little repaint. That nice little yellow and gray. And then going to the L&N family lines there. And the Seaboard Coastlines, that merger. And then, boom, getting retrofitted to that. That is just really cool to see all the different versions. And it looks like they're all getting modeled here. Wow. Wow, look at that. Telling you what to remove, what to keep going. Looks like it's being done off of just a regular Athearn platform, which is intriguing to me. I would have done an Atlas platform if they had them at the time. Maybe Atlas. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That looks like a 70-tonner or a 65. That long hood 70. And then we go to Railroad Tugs Part 3. Man, look at that. Marion. What a fleet. Really cool looking tugs here, man. Look at that color photo. Got the tires on the side. Don't want to bump into anything. Either that or we just need a spare set of tires, just in case we have to stop on the side of the river and help somebody out with their trucks. Is this N scale? Look at this. So they give you an N scale tug. Whoa. You gotta love that. You really gotta love that. How cool. How cool. Building the Trevor Depot. Hey, Trevor, can we build your depot? I guess. Again? Yeah, well, you know, the last one was so awesome that we got to build a second one. All right, fine. Trevor Depot it is. Here we go. What are we going to name this town? Trevor. Oh, man, you guys are so nice. Look at my beautiful, beautiful old school depot. Gotta love the design of these depots. Americana. Had its own feel. And look, this even has an interior and lights up at night. That's even cooler, especially being back in the day. All right. Well, I think that's it for this one. There's a couple of buy stuff. A lot of extra articles that need to be read through, and that will be done. Ooh, semaphores. What are the odds? And that'll be that. Look at these semaphore switch machines, so you can make them go up and down. So next time we get into this, it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of models with a history. So next time we get into the Railroad Model Craftsman book, we're going to be starting in on July of '83. Until then, keep it cool, keep it real. And, there's another shot of these BN units. Get nice and close. Looks good on the diorama. What a lash up. Head on over to the Patreon page. Head on over to the Railroads Rock Show merch page. Support it. Do it. And thanks again for tuning in for another Magazine Monday. Just remember, the most important signal you're going to get is your next one. And we'll see you next time. Highball.